Jaguars. And we're off from Jacksonville. Here's Parker Washington with the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So here are the Jaguars taking over for the first time on offense. And bringing them out to former #1 overall pick out of Clemson in 2021, Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence has had a remarkable career. Over 50 starts in high school and a winner all the way along. A national champion and 3-year starter at Clemson, and really a starter from day one after the first pick in the draft in Jacksonville. The key for Trevor at this level, though, is to do it season in and season out. That's what the greats before him have done. The Bradys, the Mannings, the #1 picks of the past. If you want to become a great and you want to take your game to another level, you got to do it year in and year out. Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception and just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, but he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Here's Travis Etienne on the ground. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. It's Kenneth Murray on the tackle. They get about 4 there. Need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite out of the big meal between them and the first down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
Putting a receiver in motion. Throwing is Lawrence on 3rd down. He just throws this one away.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
On 4th down, it's Logan Cook on for the Jaguars to punt it away. Fields this at the 19. And he's brought down before the return gets far. So here come the Titans now to get their first drive of the game. And they'll be led out by a quarterback who entered our league back in 2018 out of Oklahoma State, Mason Rudolph.
Don't think for a second, Kate, he hasn't heard the noise. Read the comments from the keyboard warriors who say they just want somebody else leading this team. But let me let you in on a little secret. Those criticisms, they can fuel quarterbacks. Make that chip on the shoulder even bigger to prove people wrong and to show I really do belong in this league.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. The first carry here for Tony Pollard. Runs into traffic and hits a wall. No gain. The former #1 pick, Trayvon Walker on the stop. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday, but doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
2nd and 10 now. That's going to be caught. Tony Pollard. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Play brought to an end by Ronald Darby.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Looking to the air here. And he let his man too much there, Brock. Incomplete. 4th down coming up.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? But we chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
The Titans sending out Ryan Stonehouse now on 4th down to in turn send a punt away. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. That punt gets up to 59 yards. And it'll be Jaguars football. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Here's Etienne to begin the drive. Broke through the tackle. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 3 now. Lawrence now off the play action. The throw finds Evan Ingram. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that's a Jaguar first down.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. They'll give this up the middle to ETN. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. They go right back to ETN. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
1st and 10 from the 41. Now Lawrence on the play fake. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on first down, but just couldn't make the connection.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. From the shotgun, Lawrence escapes the pocket. He keeps it and takes off. And he breaks out the slide. Didn't want to take a hit, but he is just shy of the first down marker.
You know, that may have been a situation when you look back on it and he watches the tape the next day, and he's got to find a way to throw the ball because his running ability, while it gets him some yards, is not enough to get the first down.
Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
1st and 10, it's Lawrence. He's got it at the 5. He makes it in for the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars take a 6-0 lead in the first quarter. It's a Christian Kirk touchdown. So our first score of the game here as they cap off that drive with a touchdown.
It's really what you're looking for, Kate, offensively. You want to force the other guys into thinking they need to play a little catch-up right away. So a nice job to get that first score and take early control of this game.
Cam Little to try the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Jaguars will jump out to a 7-0 lead. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Julius Chestnut to return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Titans offense out to the field, ready for their second drive. And they haven't gotten their legs under them on offense just yet, Brock. 3 plays and a punt on their opening drive. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They'll send him over right. They'll start this one on the ground with Pollard. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Off the play fake, he'll throw. Nearly intercepted. Ooh, he almost had it. Couldn't bring it in. Incomplete. That brings up 3rd down.
Hey, Kate, you feeling lucky? Well, the quarterback is, because he just dodged a major turnover. That was an easy pick that was simply dropped.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Now we'll give to Spears, coming left. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
1st and 10 from the 41. Setting up a throw. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he's going to be touchdown, Brock. Looks to be a couple yards shy of that marker. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. One quarter down in this all AFC South contest. Neither side separating much so far. Back to Everbank Stadium in just a bit. We're ready to go with the 2nd quarter, and it's Titans football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. On the move, past the 40. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that'll be a Tennessee 1st down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And this throw is knocked away, incomplete.
The ability to track the ball, right? Ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. But ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, we're looking at a huge gain.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Okonkwo brings it in. This is ahead for about 5. Stopped by Foye Oluokun.
Well, nothing very fancy about that. That's just a textbook curl route. I think they were running curl routes last century, and it's a play that works a high percentage of the time then, just like it did now.
Jaguars with an extra defensive back out there, 3rd down. Throwing now from the gun. He lofts it deep, right sideline. And they can't connect on the 3rd down deep shot. Love the courage they had to try it, but it's incomplete, and now we've got 4th down.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
So the Titans left with a 4th down, and we're going to see Nick Folk after the try. This will be a 45-yard look from the left hash.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Devin Duvernay to return it. Finds some space. He's past the 30. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. The Jaguars and Christian Kirk headed back onto the field. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Here's Etienne on 1st down. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Jeffrey Simmons that time on the tackle. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
From the 37. He gets this one to Strange. And he'll be out of bounds at his own 45. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Etienne gets it on the draw. Escapes a defender. And he gets it across midfield and into Titans territory. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
On 2nd down, it's Etienne. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
You know what I like about a 2nd and short run play, Kate? Yeah, I like getting a 1st down, but you know what I like even more? That's going to set up a play-action pass in a similar down and distance, and that defense is going to have to key on the run.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Etienne again. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 41. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. It brings up 3rd down.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Now he'll throw off the play fake. He's trying to push the field. Big gain downfield. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play, and that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Big play sets him up pretty here with 1st and goal from the 5. They'll run, Etienne. And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1. He gets him 3, and this brings up 2nd and goal. We're at the 2-minute warning now from Everbank. The Jaguars are on the move here. Another chance to get that lone yard. Here's 2nd and goal. ETN. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Jaguars grow their lead just before halftime. Travis Etienne, the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
On is Little for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jaguars drive their lead to 11. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. On the return, here comes Tajay Spears. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. The Titans ready to take over on offense. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw on their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. They've got first down from the 31. They're going to throw here to begin the drive. Finds the in route complete. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Titans in the hurry-up, trying to get this play off fast. Throwing from the gun here. That throw finds Okonkwo. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Called in by Tyler Boyd. And they make the tackle at the 38. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
That's just a gorgeous corner route by the wide receiver. I bet you'll find, Kate, in the annals of football history, the best corner route runners as receivers are also the best slant runners, the best post runners, because it's all about change of direction, and that was put on display right there.
This one finds Boyd. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. Following that completion, medical staff headed out for an injured player. We'll see what the nature of his injury is. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Throwing it again here. Has him on the quick hitter. And he takes this one nearly to the red zone before going out.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 23. That's brought in by Westbrook Akine. And he's out of bounds inside the red zone, just short of the 15. That one ends up a gain of 6. And the Titans will have a first down.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Boyd hauls it in. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. Tennessee calling its 2nd timeout now. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. He'll throw it yet again. And he can't hang on. Touchdown in his arms. But it slips through. 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, that's one that's going to haunt him. There's just no question about it. A drop touchdown in the end zone. Now comes the mental toughness part of it. You got to flush that play quickly so you can make an impact later.
They'll throw it again. And he'll score. Touchdown, Tennessee. The Titans make it a 1-score game before halftime. Tony Pollard with the touchdown. So the offense showing a slightly different dimension there, Brock, getting the running back involved with his hands for the touchdown.
Yeah, such an advantage. I think when you think about it, Kate, it really is about the 80s where we start to see these running backs not just tote the ball as runners, but be real weapons when they get the ball in the passing game.
Yeah.
That's well done.
Nick Folk now for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Titans cut the lead down to 4. We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Here's Duvernay on the return. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. The Jaguars send running back Travis Etienne trotting back out to the field. Not a whole lot of time left for him to put something together here before the break. The clock reads 24 seconds now as the final drive of this half begins. First down throw, Lawrence. He's on the move. Now here he goes. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run. A timeout taken by Jacksonville. It's 2nd. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Lawrence working from the gun. And this won't be caught. Clock is going to stop. We've got 14 seconds to go.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Out of the gun, Lawrence. Complete. It's Ingram. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Cam Little now to try the Jags field goal. From the right hash, it's a 47-yarder. The kick by Shudak is good. And add 3 to their lead as it extends to 7.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Here comes the final play of our first half. Looking to throw. He's going to lob one deep down the left sideline. Forces one through double coverage. Oh, it's intercepted. And the Jaguars will start with it in the 4th after an interception to end the quarter. So we're halfway through this contest from Jacksonville. The hometown Jaguars out in front. Now we'll send you down I-95 a couple hours to Orlando, depending on traffic. And we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He's got our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports halftime reports.
All right, thank you, Coach. And we are back and about set to begin the second half. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Here's Chestnut on the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. So here's the Tennessee offense getting ready to start our third quarter. They'll look to knot up this game right now as they trail 17-10. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, they go with Pollard. And he gets up for a gain of about 4.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 28. That pass complete to Boyd. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
There's no question the greatest concern there was just getting the first down. You want a high percentage throw, and you're not really concerned about big yards. Well, the drag route was perfect. He comes open in the short field. It's easy to zip that throw right in there and reset those chains.
They go play action on 1st. Throw left side, complete. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Stopped that time by Antonio Johnson. All right, here we go, 2nd down. Back to throw now. Hits him on the in route. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
Still sticking with the passing game. He's going to push one deep down the right. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete. Great defensive effort to reject that one. So 2nd down coming up.
You know, ball skills are not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge game.
To the ground it goes. That's incomplete.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those true throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. They'll throw it. And he has it near the sideline and near the marker. They're going to say he's out of bounds. Nearly a big play on third, but now fourth down.
The best of the best, they just have this intuition, Kate. They know where the boundary is without looking. This receiver's not quite at that level yet. He lost track of where he was, and he brought it in, but out of bounds.
Fourth down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. Now the Jaguars getting set to go. And they were able to contribute 3 points to the lead their last time out. Another chance to build on that advantage here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Inside handoff goes to Etienne. He's contained at the line for no gain. It's Kenneth Murray on the tackle. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. From the gun, Etienne gets it. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Tackled there by Jerome Baker.
When you don't have great success on 1st down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
Throwing is Lawrence on 3rd down. Etienne on the catch. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
This dude just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that 1st down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Out of the gun, a give to Etienne. And his charge towards the line, that's right around 3 yards.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the shotgun, Lawrence. He's got the hook up to Ingram. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the 1st down.
Look up contested catch in the football dictionary, and you'll see that. I mean, I can't critique the defense there. They're in the hip pocket of that tight end. But these contested catches, these tight ends that can separate with their hands, utilize their body, even when you're covered, you're not.
And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at them. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Here's Etienne on the give. And they bring him down around the 34. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
To be a stud back in this league, it takes more than just checking the athletic boxes. There's an IQ, a feel, a patience and craftiness required, along with just tremendous vision. He showed all of it navigating that run up the middle.
Kirk in motion left. First down, and they go right back to him. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. It's Kenneth Murray on the tackle. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. This is hauled in by Ingram. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first. We'll see what they come up with for 3rd down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. It's Jaguars football with a slight lead. Just got to hang on to it for one final quarter. Third and a lone yard coming up. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Complete beyond the marker. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. Pick up a 5 on that play. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
First and 10, it's Lawrence. Escapes the pocket. He's keeping it. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle.
Oh man, those defensive players hate slippery quarterbacks. Near impossible to keep them hedged in or corral them behind the line there. You evade them long enough to turn a potential loss into positive yardage.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Lawrence to throw it. They did it! He made the interception! L'Jarius Sneed with the INT. There are costly interceptions, Brock, and then there are interceptions inside the red zone in the second half of a one-score game.
And if there is ever a time where ball security is paramount, it is right now.
Yeah.
They made a great play. Don't get me wrong. They deserve a ton of credit right there. But as a quarterback, you cannot risk a turnover. It's touchdown, it's check down, it's throw the ball away. You're literally throwing points away with that pick.
They'll get this drive started. First and 10. Shotgun snap. They're going to throw. That's incomplete left side.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams would call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Short pass brought in. And he'll get it up to the 27.
You get this big old dude like him in the slot, it's an automatic mismatch advantage. You trade a little bit of speed, sure. You sure do get a lot of size. And anytime he's in the slot, you got to assume the ball's going his way.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Motioning him from the slot right. Shotgun now on 3rd down. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it, except for this defense that just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Here comes the Titans punting unit. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he sends this away, definitely his best kick of the game thus far. Fielded just beyond his 40. And a good return as he gets him up across midfield and into enemy territory. He manages 13 on this punt return. And they're going to take over possession. New set of downs for him from the 46. On 1st and 10, here's Lawrence. Throwing this back in the end zone. They did it! He made the interception! L'Jarius Sneed with the INT.
Not a lot of one-play swings bigger than that one right there. That throw looked destined for 6, and instead, it gets intercepted by the defense. The only way to get bigger is if he somehow returned it 100-plus yards for 6 the other way. But what a gigantic swing of emotion.
Out come the Titans for another offensive possession. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They'll throw to begin this drive. And he has it along the sideline, but he got a little too close to that edge. They're going to say he's out of bounds. We've got 2nd down.
Man, these guys are sideline mavens. They always seem to know exactly where that boundary is without looking. But he's not quite at that level yet. Lost track of where he was, and he brought it in out of bounds.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. So they're left facing 3rd and long. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
Passing struggles bleeding over from that last play. He's forced to get rid of this one.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game or already out of hand, coaches know, got to execute, convert on these 3rd downs.
Their punter making his way out now. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. That's going to be a highlight there, a 68-yard punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. First and 10 now from the 30. Trying it right side with Etienne. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they got him tackled behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
On the run, it's Etienne. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back, because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
It's the 2-minute warning here in Jacksonville. Jaguars feeling lucky with a 7-point lead. ETN on third down. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. So after the 2-minute warning, another stoppage here. The defense is calling time, 1:55 to go. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Going to the ground again on first. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. And right away we get a timeout from the defense. 1:51 to go. Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. They go right back to ETN. And his short game gets them a new set of downs. The Titans call their 3rd and final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. They drop to a knee, and what little time we have left here is going to tick down.
This is situational football at its best. There's still some time left to bleed off the clock, but the really important thing here is you've got to bleed every second of that clock that you can.
2nd down. Probably going to see him kneel it again here. This is ETN. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains.
I got to really rack my brain, Kate, to remember a play, a run in this league that nice that doesn't end up getting an offensive first down. He did all he could to will this drive forward.
Setting up for the kneel down on 3rd. It goes to a knee as time winds down in this one.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
Jacksonville in punt formation. And he's getting the call for the 2nd time this game. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. So the Jaguars come away with the win in this one. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. So for Brock Ewart, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. It's a win for the Jaguars as we bid farewell from Jacksonville.